So these are the keywords. Today we discuss about theory of Newton's rings, determination of wavelength of sodium light using Newton's rings, determination of refractive index of a liquid using Newton's rings. So this is the theory of Newton's rings. So here, this is a plano-convex lens. This is the plano-convex lens, L, and this is the glass plate. Now, in between plano-convex lens, there is a medium, that is air medium. Now here, what is capital R? Capital R is radius of curvature of the given plano-convex lens. Actually, this is the plano-convex lens. So what is the plano-convex lens means? It is a small piece cut through entire this circle. So when you join this small piece here, it completes one circle. Okay, but actually we use this plano-convex lens in the purpose of long vehicles to observe images. So this plano-convex lens radius of curvature is capital R here. Now at point P, this point P is at a distance small r from the point of contact O, and at point P, the thickness of the air is small t. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is to calculate the diameter of the dark and bright rings. For this purpose, let us take the property of a circle. The property of a circle is NP into NB is equal to NO into ND. Once again, I repeat. Here, our aim is to determine the diameter of the dark and bright rings. So for this purpose, let us take the property of a circle. Actually, this properties of circle you have to learn your lower classes, that is at our 8th and 9th class sessions. So here NP into NB is equal to, so this is NP and this is NB is equal to NO into ND. Already the NP value is considered as a small r. As NB and NP are same length, whenever NP value is equivalent to R, then automatically NB value is also equivalent to R. So there is a lot of difference between small r and capital R. Small r means radius, point P, distance to O. Here capital R is radius of curvature of the given lens. That is, this is the plano-convex lens. It's the radius of curvature of the plano-convex lens. Okay, that means distance from O to C. That is capital R. Okay, right. Now, according to property of circle, NP is equal to NB. NP dot NB is equal to NO dot ND. So here NP and NB values are same. That is small r. That is small r. Okay. So R into R. And next, NO into ND. It is clearly NO value is equivalent to T because the entirely thickness is equivalent to T. So automatically the NO value becomes to small t. Now substitute the NO value here. NO value here, that is T. Then what about ND? So this is the ND value. ND. Okay. The distance between OD. What is the distance between OD? OD is nothing but diameter of this circle. OD is nothing but diameter of this circle. Okay. Then OC value is equivalent to R. That is radius of the circle. So OD value becomes to 2R. That is the diameter of the circle. So just by subtracting the OD value with this ON, once again I repeat, subtract the OD value. What is OD value? R plus R, 2R. OD value with this ON. What is ON value? Small t. Then finally we got the value of ND. So simply OD minus ON, we get the value of ND. So 2R minus T, we get the value of ND. Now multiply this R into R, R square, T into 2R, 2RT, T into T, T square. If T is the thickness of the air film, as thickness of the air film is very small, actually air thickness is very small. For example, let it be 0.01. Then what is the T square value? 0.00001. That means as T value is very small, that is 0.01, then its square value is too small, that is 0.00001. So in the same way, if T is small, then T square value we simply neglect here. So T square value is just remove here. Why? Because as T is small, then T square value is negligible. So finally we get R square is equal to 2RT. Then T is equal to, by cross multiplying here, R square by 2R. What is T? Thickness of the air film. But still we have to determine the diameter of the dark and bright rings. Okay. So this is the bright ring. Already in last class I discussed about how the Newton's rings pattern is formed. So for every bright ring there is a dark ring here. This is the Newton's rings pattern. When you observe through a telescope, traveling microscope in your laboratory, these are the Newton's rings are formed when you observe through a traveling microscope. So here our aim is, what is the diameter of this dark ring and the diameter of this bright ring. Okay. For this purpose, first I have to take bright rings. So 2T is equal to 2n minus lambda by 2. This is the condition we have to take from the last class. In the last class, 2T is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. This is the condition for a bright ring. Okay. Now by using condition for bright ring, already here we find the value of t square. So what is the t square value? R square by 2r. Now substitute here. Then this is 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. So simply here 2 and 2 are cancelled. Then here there is only r square by r. Now cross multiplying by r here. Then we get r square is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda r by 2. Lambda r by 2. Now r is radius, d is the diameter. By replacing small r by d by 2, that means r square becomes to d square by 4. So d square by 4 is equivalent to 2n minus lambda r by 2. Now, here by cancel 4, 2. So here we get 2. Now cross multiply this 2 here. Then d square is equal to 2 into 2n minus 1 lambda r. Now squaring on both sides. Now squaring on both sides. Therefore, d is equal to square root of 2 into 2n minus 1 lambda r. Now separate these two values. That means 2 lambda r and its square root of 2n minus 1. Why? Because here 2 is constant. Lambda, that is wavelength of the light, is constant. Capital R, radius of curvature, is constant. So here d is the diameter of the bright ring. So the diameter of the bright ring is variable only n. Okay. So this is the first dark, and it is the second dark, third dark, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. So here the variable function is only n. So these square root of 2 lambda r is constant. So the diameter of the bright ring is variable along with the n value only. And 2n minus 1 is indicates the odd natural number. 2n minus 1 means odd natural number. So simply this statement we can read it as diameter of the bright ring proportional to square root of odd natural number. Okay. And the next one is, so here we find the bright ring condition. In the similar manner, we have to find the diameter of the dark ring. So here, just again, I repeat that. So this is the condition for bright ring. Substitute the t value here and replace r by d by 2. And this is the d square formula. And square root, take square root on both sides. This is the expression for d. Now separate the constant values and variable values. That means our final statement is diameter of the bright ring proportional to square root of odd natural numbers. Now the next one is dark ring. Now the condition for dark ring is 2t is equal to n lambda. That is discussed in the last class. But here we have to find in this class we discussed the t is equal to. This is t is equal to. So this is the important condition. T is equal to. So t is equal to r square by 2r. Now Substitute here T R square by 2R. So here 2 are cancelled. Then R square by R. And also R on class multiplying. Therefore, R square is equal to formula NR lambda. Now replace the R value by D by 2. So D square by 4 is equal to NR lambda. And cross multiply 4 also. And square root on both sides. Then we get D is equal to square root of 4 NR lambda. Here also N lambda R both are constant, where lambda is the wavelength of the light and R is the radius of curvature of the given plano-convex lens. So here also the variable is only N. So diameter of the dark ring is proportional to square root of natural number. Okay. Now, in the entire Newton's rings experiment, between plano-convex lens and a glass plate, there is an air medium. If we select, let us take a glass jar. Now, up to this level, we fill it with some liquid. Then once again I repeat. Now put this entire equipment in a vessel and poured some water or some any liquid like this. So in place of air, you observe that there is a liquid. That means what I'm saying, this Newton's rings experiment is used to determine the refractive index of that liquid with this experiment. That means the same experiment we have to do in a liquid like this. In place of air, when you use some liquid in place of air, it occupies with that liquid. That means as you in the experiment entirely mu value is taken as a 1. Why? Because in between plano-convex lens and a glass plate there is an air medium. That's why in entire derivation in Newton's rings you use mu is equal to 1. Whereas if there is any something medium between plano-convex lens and glass plate, for example, you have to take a liquid, some mercury or any alcohol like that, it has some refractive index mu. Okay. But in the last session, we discussed about the air medium is between plano-convex lens and glass plate. That's why in entire derivation, you have to take mu value as a 1. Whereas the same experiment you have to done a liquid into the liquid having refractive index mu, then the entire formulas will be changes. The entire formulas will be changes. So that's why here diameter of the dark ring formula is changes into, actually this is the diameter of the dark ring formula. In the case in the case air as a medium, that is, this is the plano-convex lens and this is the glass plate. In between these two, there is air medium. That means you have to take mu value as a 1. If in case, suppose a liquid is taken between the lens and glass plate, that means the same experiment like this. In between, there is a liquid. So it has some refractive index. That refractive index is mu. So by putting mu in the entire derivation, the same formula will be changes as a like this. So this is the formula as air as a medium. This is the formula as some liquid as a medium. Some liquid as a medium. Okay. This idea we use to determine the refractive index of the liquid. Once again, I repeat. This is the expression, diameter of the dark ring in air medium. Air is the medium between plano-convex lens and glass plate. If there is any liquid between plano-convex lens and glass plate, now this formula becomes to like that. That is, D is equal to 4n lambda r by mu. Okay. So this is some liquid as a medium. Some liquid as a medium. Some liquid as a medium. Okay. Now, this is the final formula for diameter of the dark ring in case air as a medium. This formula we used in the application. Just remember it. Okay. These two formulas are important. You just remember it. Now, we discuss the applications. Now, applications of Newton's rings is, the first one is determination of wavelength of the sodium light using Newton's rings. Okay. Just now we discussed about the diameter of the ring. That is, so this is the formula, diameter of the dark ring. D is equal to 4n lambda r. You remember it. D is equal to 4n lambda r. D is equal to 4n lambda in place of n. Here we choose m, whatever it may be, whether it is n or m, there is no problem. But here we start with diameter of the dark ring. Here the mth dark ring. That's why we replace the n value by m. So diameter of the mth dark ring expression is d square m is equal to 4m lambda r. Now, similarly, diameter of the nth dark ring is just replace m by n. So here also d square n is equal to 4n lambda. Let it be equation 1. and equation 2. Subtracting the equation 1 from 2. That is, on left side, we can write d square n minus dm square is equal to 4n lambda r minus 4m lambda r. Therefore, dn square minus dm square is equal to, so here 4 lambda r are same. Now, by common here, 4 lambda r on both terms. Then we get 4 lambda r into n minus m. From this formula, cross multiply 4 n minus m r. Finally, we get the expression for lambda. What is lambda here? Lambda is the wavelength of the light used. So, by using this formula, we can determine the wavelength of the sodium light. That means, by knowing the values of d square n, that means the diameter of the nth dark ring, diameter of the mth dark ring, and capital R, that is radius of curvature of the lens. Here in this formula, in problem point of view, they're giving n value as a 2, m value as a 1, or 4 and 8, something like that. That means diameter of the 8th dark ring, diameter of the 6th dark ring, like that. So simply here n value is 8, m value is 6. So in problem point of view, this formula is very important. So that finally the expression for the wavelength of the given sodium light is lambda is equal to d square n minus d square m by 4n minus m into r. Now the last one is the determination of refractive index of liquid using Newton's rings. Again, we select the same formula, diameter of the nth dark ring, that is dn square is equal to 4n lambda r. Diameter of the mth dark ring is dm square is equal to 4m lambda r. Now subtracting this, then we get to dn square minus dm square is equal to 4n minus m lambda. This is the derivation we have to take. Air as a medium. If in case, we already discussed that, if this air film is replaced with a liquid having some refractive index mu, this entire formula will be changed as like that, just by mu. So this is the expression for dn square minus dm square is equal to 4n minus m lambda r. This is the expression in case of air as a medium, air film. The same formula will be changed in case of liquid as a medium, it having some refractive index mu. It is changed as a dn square minus dm square is equal to 4n minus m lambda r by mu. To differentiate the diameter of the rings in air film and liquid, here we used d dash and square to differentiate the both values. D square is represented, d square value is represented for d square for air film, whereas d dash square for liquid. So these notifications we used for to distinguish between air medium and liquid medium. So this is the expression for in case of liquid medium. Now, by dividing equation 3, that means this is the liquid case, this is the air case. Then finally, these two terms are cancelled. Just we have mu. So this is the final expression for mu. What is mu? Refractive index of the given liquid. Okay. Thank you to all.